So hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create a windrows diagram using wind direction and wind speed data in Google Colab environment. The fastest way to create the windrows diagram. So let's get started. So to create our windrows diagram, we're going to use the wind direction and wind speed data. So let me show this particular data. So this is the data set we're going to use it. So this data which shows us the direction and the wind speed, the wind direction and wind speed. The wind speed in the units is in meter per second. And this is the data. We're going to use it for our analysis to create our windrows diagram. This is the data, wind speed and wind direction. So let me get back to Colab environment. So in the first step, we're gonna install the windrows libraries. So first, I'm gonna install the windrows libraries here. So first, I'm gonna mention is pip dot install windrows. So now let us run this code. I'm gonna click this option. So it's gonna install the windrows library. So it successfully installed the windrows library. So the next step, I'm gonna click this option called code. So in this step, we're going to import the required packages into the Google Colab environment. So first I'm going to import the NumPy. So I'm going to mention is import NumPy. So let me mention as NumPy here. NumPy as NP. Followed by next we're going to import pandas. So I'm going to mention is import pandas as PD. And followed by the next library, we're going to import the matplot library. So I'm going to mention is again import the matplot library, and I'm going to mention is pyplot as plt. And from the next step, I'm going to mention is from windrows. I'm going to import the windrows access. So I'm going to mention is import windrows access. And the next step I'm going to mention is from Google Colab, dot Colab import files. And last I'm going to mention is import IO. So once you mention the required libraries, I'm going to run this, and the code is ran. And next step, I'm going to select this option code. Next step, we're going to create a code to upload our CSV file directly into in Colab environment. So let me show you the particular file. So this is the file we're going to upload it. So which is in CSV file format. We have both the wind direction as well as the wind speed. So we have a total of around 70 points here. So let me get back to Colab. So to upload files, first we're going to mention is uploaded file. So I'm going to mention is uploaded is equals to the files dot, I'm going to mention upload function. So once you mentioned files dot upload function, so the next step, basically we're going to read the first uploaded file into a pandas data frame. So for that, we're going to use another variable here. So I'm going to mention is file name. So file name is equals to here. I'm going to mention is next. And here I'm going to mention this iteration. And inside I'm going to mention the uploaded. So I'm going to mention is uploaded, which refers to this particular variable where we mentioned previously. And followed by, we're going to mention df is equals to. And here we're going to mention is pd dot read CSV. And here I'm going to mention is io dot bytes. And further I'm going to mention is io uploaded. And here we're going to use this particular bracket, and inside the bracket I'm going to mention the file name. So I have mentioned the file name. And the next step, we got to display the first few rows. So to display the first few rows, we're going to mention as print. And the print, we're going to mention df dot head. So we're going to mention df dot head function. And here I'm gonna run this code, and I'm gonna select. So we have this below. We have to select the file to upload. So I'm gonna select this particular one, choose file, and navigate to your folder location. And I'm gonna select this particular file, which is in a CSV file format. And I'm gonna select the win data, and I'm gonna click open. So it's going to upload, and first we're going to visualize only 5 data points here. So it's showing the direction and wind speed. So once you uploaded your file, the next step, we got to prepare the data for the windrows plot here. So in case if your column names are different, so we can rename them accordingly. For example, so in case if your CSV uses WD and WS instead of direction and speed, so in that case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mention is DF. DF is equals to we're gonna mention is we can also mention as a DF dot rename function, and inside we're gonna mention is the column here. So we're gonna mention the column is equals to, and I'm gonna use this curly bracket, and let me remove this. I'm gonna mention the curly bracket, and inside I'm gonna mention single quote, and WD is equals to. So WD is the wind direction. So I'm gonna mention this direction here, and followed by we're gonna mention the WS here, single quotes, and I'm gonna mention WS, and which represents the wind speed. So I'm gonna mention is speed here. So let me mention as speed, and after that we're gonna mention the comma, and here we're gonna mention is in place is equals to true, and I'm gonna run this. So we have some errors here. Let me run this, and it ran perfectly. So I've missed a S letter, so it caused a problem. So next we're gonna select code. So next step, we're gonna remove any rows with missing value. So it is kind of very essential to clean to pre-process the data before performing any analysis. For example, so for in case of we're gonna remove any rows with missing values. So in that case, we're gonna mention is df drop now, and here I'm gonna mention a subset which is equals to direction and speed. So I'm gonna use single quote, and I'm gonna mention the direction and speed. So here I'm gonna mention a speed, and followed by, and I'm gonna place a comma here, and in place it's equals to, I'm gonna mention is true, and I'm gonna run this, and the code ran perfectly correctly. So I'm gonna select code. So next step, we're gonna create a windrows diagram. So here we're going to create a Windows diagram. So we will use a Windows library to produce a publication ready Windows diagram. So first we're going to create a figure and a Windows axis. So to do that, first you're going to mention is figure is equals to, and you're going to mention is plot dot figure. And here going to mention is figure size. So we have to mention the figure size. So which is figure size is equals to, and here I'm going to mention is 10,10. So which is going to be the figure size, and followed by the next step is we're going to mention is axis as ax is equals to, and here I'm going to mention is windrows axis, and from here I'm going to mention is dot from ax, and here we're going to mention this figure is equals to figure, and followed by in the next step we're going to plot the wind data. So to plot our wind speed to plot the wind speed data, so wind data, so basically the n sector which it's going to represents the a set of number of direction winds. For example, 16, which represents 22.5 degree, and next is a bin which defines the wind speed interval, example 0 to 14. So here I've provided details about the n sector and winds. So the first step is I'm going to mention is ax dot I'm going to mention ax dot bar, and here I'm going to mention this df, and inside I'm going to mention the direction here. So single quotes direction, and followed by another df here. So here, and I'm going to mention the wind speed. So I'm going to use a single quotes, and I'm going to mention speed, and at last we're going to mention the comma here. Here we're going to mention is normed. I'm going to mention is normed is equals to I'm going to mention is normed is equals to. So here a bit of made a mistake here. I'm going to remove this, and here, and now I'm going to mention normed. So I'm going to mention is normed, which is equals to true, and followed by opening. I'm going to mention is opening, so which is the width of the bar. So first one normed, which shows the frequency in percentage, and followed by the opening. So the opening here, which represents the opening, is equals to 0.8. So I'm going to mention is 0.8, and which basically which represents the width of the bars. So followed by the next is I'm going to mention edge color. So here I'm going to mention the color edge color, so which is I'm going to represent it as a black color. So edge color is equals to single quotes, and I'm going to mention as black color, and followed by the next step is it's going to be the end sector, which we seen earlier, which is end sector is equals to 16 comma followed by which represents the number of direction sectors, and followed by the next is bins. So here I'm going to mention as bins, which is equals to np np dot arrange, and here I'm going to mention is the wind speed from 0 to 14 by 2. So we're going to mention is 0 comma 16 and comma 2. So basically this represents the speed bend from 0 to 14 by 2. And last we're going to mention the color map for the wind for the speed interval. So for the color maps here I'm going to mention is cmap. Cmap is equals to, and we're going to mention this plot plt dot we're going to mention is cm dot and going to close it. So let me remove this. So basically this is used for the color map for the speed interval. So the next step I'm going to mention the how to add a legend and title and labels to our rows diagram, wind rows diagram. So to add a legend, title and labels, we're going to mention is ax.legend. The location is equals to lower left, and box to anchor, it's going to be 1.1, and the title, it's going to be the wind speed in meter per seconds. And we're going to set the title as ax.set title wind rows diagram, and the font size, it's going to be 16, and the pad it's going to be 20. So the next step, we're going to adjust the layout to prevent clipping of the legends. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to mention plt plot dot tight ht, and followed by we're going to mention layout function. And next step, to visualize the plot, we're going to mention is plt dot show function. And now we can visualize the plot. And the last step is to save the figure. So how to save the figure? So figure we're going to mention is figure dot save fig function, and here I'm going to mention as here we're going to mention single quotes, and the name of the figure, it's going to be the wind rows, and the file format we're going to mention is png, and next we're going to mention is the dpi of the image. So we're going to mention the dpi is equals to 300. So you can also increase the dpi, so based how high the resolution is required for you. So for now the dpi 300 is more suitable for me, so I mentioned this dpi is equals to 300. And next box tight, so I'm going to mention this box tights it's equals to, so the box inches, is equals to tight. So we're going to mention is tight. And last, we're going to mention is print here. So we're going to mention print, and I'm going to use double quotes. What I'm going to do is windrows saved as a windrows.png. So I'm going to mention as windrows. So here mentioned is windrows saved as windrows.png. So now let us run this code and visualize the result here. So we have an error. So it states that invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot the comma. So it also mentioned where I missed the comma here. So we're going to navigate to that particular this one. So here, yes, I forgot to mention a comma here. And let us run this code again and visualize the result now. And we have our result here. So, and of course, I have another error. So it states the PGN. Yeah, PNG instead of PNG, I have mentioned PGN. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to mention PNG. And let us run this code now. And now it's good. So the code is ran here. We have a good result here. So you can able to see this result. Let me close this. And now it is a bit clear. So it is our windrows diagram. So which is we generated from our Excel data. So we have around 70 points. So you can use this particular code to generate to Excel using we have made it more simpler here. So we can just run this code and click this option. We have to choose the files and you have to navigate your suitable folder location and select your Excel's CSV file, and basically it's going to give the data instantly. So this is our windrows diagram, and we have our own the legend here, the wind speed in meter per second. So the different colors we used here, so to highlight the wind speed here, predominantly our study area has a wind speed of below 4 to 6 meter per seconds. So if your study area has a more, it's going to indicate it in different colors. So basically it indicated in different colors, which indicates the wind speed in meter per second. Basically the variation of wind speed in different directions here. So you can able to see. So basically the highest level of wind speed it's predominantly so in this direction towards the southern part of the area. So you can able to see. And towards the eastern part, we have the wind speed which is comparably of around 2 meter per second, and also towards the northwestern part here, so which shows so wind is predominantly high to in this direction here. So strongest wind can be observed only in southern part of the study area. So you can able to see from this diagram. So in this video, I have shown you how to create a windrows diagram from wind speed and wind direction dataset in Google Colab environment. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and give us a like.